This is a warning for anyone who hasn't yet watched the Dragon Prince series on Netflix. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, leave now because this video contains spoilers. You still here? Okay, let's get on with it. So if you couldn't tell by the title of the video, this is like a quick video on the Dragon Prince and some unanswered questions that I have for the series, and two theories I've come up with for some of the characters in this series as well. So if you watched the Dragon Prince and you've enjoyed it and you want to hear what I've got to say, then thanks for sticking around, and let's get to it then. So the first question I want to bring up is the king still alive? So the last time we saw the king was in his bedchamber with Lord Viren, and it's a no-brainer that things didn't end well. From what we can put together, the status of the king is unavailable. Many people think that the king is dead, but how it usually works in TV series is when someone dies, it is normally shown on screen or mentioned off screen, but we get an indication that they're dead, right? But we never saw this. And other people suggest that Lord Viren's original plan to use the two-headed snake to bite the king, in the end, it worked. So when Lord Viren walked out the chambers, the plan was successful. So it's either is that the king's spirit could have been transferred to another body, someone else's body, which is what like the whole purpose of the snake biting the king, like that's the whole thing, that's what happens. Or the second thing is Lord Viren did some black magic shit and he killed the king, he physically killed him, but he kept his soul, his spirit, inside of him to keep it safe, like to keep it away. And the third one is Lord Viren doing the same thing, but locking it away somewhere else, like in a box or something, like a really magical box or something. But you know what? The king dying, him physically dying, makes sense, because how it makes sense is the elves that bind themselves. When they bind themselves, they said that they were gonna kill Ezra and the king, right? So when Lord Viren visited the king in his chamber and did whatever he did, and at the end when the raid was finished and Runan was defeated, his bind came off. So that meant that the king had perished. Same with Rayla as well. Her thing came off as well. So the king is dead. But what we theorize, what we think is that the king's physical body had perished, but his spirit was still alive. That's what everyone's believing now, and that's what I believe as well. The king's spirit is somewhere safe, and his physical body has perished because it had a cremation. We saw that in one of the episodes where his body got cremated. His body is gone, but his spirit is still alive. So the second question I had was, how is Ezra able to understand animals? Now I'm not going to include that little glow toad that flows them around, because that animal literally just like displays how it feels. If it feels angry, then it will glow red, and if it feels sick, it will glow green. You know, it's a no-brainer, you know. But what I will include is the giant spider at the end, or towards the end of episode 9 that they encounter. Now this giant spider, as we know, if you've seen the episode already, was just an illusion. But even so, even for an illusion, it looked pretty real and convincing enough. But Ezra could understand the spider. He literally was talking to the spider, and he didn't fear it at all. Then he realized, he put together, oh wait, this spider's an illusion. And then he finally admits to the gang that he can understand animals. And obviously Kalams dismisses it, and then he starts like doing the I'm sorry dance, or was it like I'm an idiot dance or something like that. Either way, it was cringy as fuck, but he starts dancing around and the spider likes it, and then he's like, the spider likes it. So Ezra can clearly understand animals, but why now? Why now towards the end of the book? And will we get to see more of this in the future books? So now we're moving on to theories. I've only got two, because, you know, I didn't have much to work with. I did rewatch the series again, but, you know, I didn't get much out of it. But there was two theories that I had in my mind that could be potential spoilers for the future. Maybe not, but, you know, there's no harm in getting it out there. So the first theory I've come up with: Callum's father, his biological father, was a mage. That's what I believe. Now let me explain. I thought it was way too coincidental for Callum to learn magic so quickly. And yeah, he did copy Claudia when she was casting her spells. She did it right in front of him. So obviously he remembered how she did it. But normally in these kind of fantasy worlds, right, you don't just become a mage just like that by copying a spell. I mean, I'm not trying to say that I'm not trying to come up with the rules of the fantasy of the Dragon Prince fantasy world, but I'm just saying how it normally works with mages is that they train or something. Unless they were born with the gift of being a mage, unless they were born with it, or they trained really hard to become one, it doesn't just happen like that. Okay, yes, we get it. Callum, he is a bit of a weakling. He's not good with the swords. We know that when he had his like little practice fight with Soren. He's not good with swords. And it was probably going down the road, his character development, his character traits were probably going down the road of being a mage. And that's probably why he was so happy when Raylar was like, hey, you're a mage. And he's like, yay, I'm a mage. So, you know, that was probably bound to happen. But going back onto the theory, I believe that his dad was a mage. And he must have passed down some sort of mage genes to his son, Callum. Because, like I said before, if you get a random person, like, I don't know, this person right here, you get that person, and then you give them the primal stone, and then you told them what to say, and to write out the pattern, and you told them to cast a spell. Would you believe that this person will be able to successfully cast a spell just like that? Would you? Because I wouldn't. And I think a lot of people wouldn't believe that this person could do it. And I'm not just saying that because Callum's the main character. I'm saying it because Callum, he clearly shows a lot of interest in magic, and this whole world is full of magic. You know, it would make sense if it was passed down to him rather than him just instantly learning it. So that's what I believe. I believe that his father was a mage, and Callum was probably destined to be a mage. I don't think there's anything special about the mother, but his father, because on the website, shout out to TV Tropes website for helping me get some information about the characters. But on the website it says that his father, no one knows who his father is. So, you know, it's out there. You can put it out there what you think about this guy, but I think he's probably a mage and he passed down his mage genes to Callum. Okay, so this is my last theory on the Dragon Prince Netflix series. It's probably not that supported, but hear me out. So, I believe that this person at the start of episode 1, where the narrator has given us a quick summary of Zadia's past and how the war kick-started, I believe that this person could be Lord Viren's ancestor. Now, why do I believe that? First of all, look at his stuff. His stuff looks very similar to the one that Viren uses. Even if he's not an ancestor, he's probably connected to Viren in some way or another. But his staff looks exactly like the one that Viren uses, and it clearly contains dark magic. So I believe that this person could be an ancestor of Viren. He's evil, he uses dark magic, and Viren is evil, he uses dark magic, and has a similar looking staff to his. So therefore I believe this guy is in some way is connected to Lord Viren. Okay, so those are my 2 unanswered questions and 2 theories on the Dragon Prince Netflix series. But what I really want to know is, what do you think about the Dragon Prince series? What are your questions? What are your theories? Please feel free to make a comment about it. Like, I want to know other people's opinions on this series. I'll try and do more videos like this. If you want to hear me talk about more of these videos, then please let me know. And then I'll probably get like another video like this out very soon. But yeah, thank you for watching, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next discussion video or gameplay video.